How's it going, everybody? We're going to try and do this in one take. It's going to be raw data, raw video, raw everything. I'm outside my backyard. Sun's behind me, so you might get some shadowing. Hopefully you can hear me, but we'll go from there. I just kind of wanted to say something real quick. A while back, not too long ago, maybe a month or so, I put out a little video, something personal to me about taking that first step to get yourself out of a bad situation. And it took quite some time for me to actually want to do that. I've been wanting to tell a little bit of story, a little bit of history about myself, because let's be honest, we're human. None of us is perfect. We've all gone through some things, but I wanted to branch out just a little bit and open up a little bit. That's hard for me to do, so I wanted to start small. But months ago, I would say less than 6 months probably ago, there's a guy that I like to watch and listen to. I'm not going to say his name, it's not important. But he opened up about a store. The video was old, but I saw it about 6 months ago. He went through a hard time in his youth and did some things, but he's he's on a straight and narrow path now. And he put a story up about his self awareness and believing in God and all that stuff. And the story was fantastic. It was great to listen to. So with that said, in my younger days, my youth, we were never the church family. It's kind of funny though, because I've only been in, I guess, 3 relationships my whole life. And the one in the middle was, I tried to make it a relationship, but it didn't. It was not a relationship. My first relationship, that I didn't fool around. It was either we were together or we weren't, kind of thing. And the first one, their family was Christian. They went to church pretty often. The second one that I tried to make into a relationship didn't last but about 2 years, and they never did anything like that. And my third relationship, I have my wife now, they were Christian and they went to church quite often. Now, in my youth, I didn't. That's just something that we were not exposed to. I'm not against it. I don't think it's wrong to not expose. I don't regret any of it. But we were not exposed to it. Now, I love science. And a lot of people say you can't have faith and you can't have science together. I beg to differ. That's a different topic, different discussion for another day. I've always thought there was some type of creator. And I'm going to say it like this. Someone else has said this, but I'll quote it. Either you believe God made the world in 6 days with a day of rest, or you believe the universe created itself with a bang. But either way, you're living in some type of fate. And fast forward, for a long time, me and my wife are together, been together since, let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, about 17 years. Yeah, about 17 years. Yeah, we've been together about 17 years. And married 11 years. No, I'm wrong on that. She's gonna hurt me on that. Married 13 years. Been together 17 years, married 13 years. So we've got a lot of history together. But we've gone through a lot. We've seen a lot. We've had some deepest, darkest, bad times. I'm not even going to go into that. We've had some dark times. But we're a couple and we work through them. During those dark times, I felt lonely and I didn't believe there was a God. I was like, why would you let someone go through this? You know what I mean? Like, why would you do that? And one example is this tattoo here. You guys have probably seen it. I need to add another bird there, but that's the daddy bird, the mama bird, and that's our son, and that's baby P that's flying away. That's a miscarriage tattoo. But I have my daughter now, so I need to put my daughter bird there. I haven't done it yet. I've been busy with a lot of things. I need to stop and take the time and get that fixed. So, you also know I'm a Mason. A lot of people probably know I'm a Mason. And one of the things about being a Mason is you have to believe there is some type of creator. That's going to be one of the first questions they ask you when you want to be initiated. From whom do you put your trust in? And you don't have to say God. You don't have to say that. You can, but that's not exactly what they're looking for. You have to believe that there's some kind of architect, creator, something to be part of the Masonic family. So I still have that feeling in the back of my mind, like there's something there. I don't know what. And I love figuring things out. So I keep exploring, keep investigating, and keep learning. I talk to people. I go to church, all that stuff. And I try and learn and look and listen and, build my knowledge base. We send our son to a private Christian academy school for a multitude of reasons. You can only imagine some of the reasons, but a multitude of reasons. And once we started sending them there, we started going to the church there. Now, it's a good half-hour drive to get there every day, to pick them up from school or take them to school, or even every Sunday to go to church. But most people will say, that's too far. I'm not doing that. But trust me, it's worth it. So, and even though that was a couple of years ago when this all started, and I still, part of me was like, yeah, part of me was like, nah. But I had this dream, and I love dreams. I love trying to figure them out. Very few of them stick with me long term, but about 2 months ago, I had a dream that stuck with me still today. Now, the visual side of it, I can close my eyes and see, and the whole landscape and everything that was going on, everything visually. Most of the audio I still remember, but some of it is slipping away. But everyone knows, whether you're religious or you're not, everyone knows of the story of Noah's Ark and how God was upset with how things were happening on earth with the sin, so he flooded it. Everyone's aware of that, whether you're religious or not. You know that story. But it was said that he would never flood it again. It was more than likely going to be fire the next time around. Something a little more harsh, in my opinion. I think I'd rather drown than burn to death. But I was in a very bad time a few months ago, and I'm still recovering. And like I said, I'm human. Everyone goes through problems. They have your ups and your downs. I was coming down hard and just upset with a bunch of things. I shouldn't have let some of these things get to me, but I did. I was rude and ugly for no reason to people. And then I had this dream. And I remember it very, very clearly. I remember it, and I still remember it today. I woke up in this building, and I looked outside. Pitch black, except for two things that really stood out. Well, three things, I guess. Pitch black. First thing that stood out was fire. Everywhere. Like you see these wildfire panned out pictures where you just see like fire, like a layer of fire just overtaking everything, just running in a big line. Second thing, tornadoes everywhere. Little tornadoes over here, big tornadoes over there. Everywhere that there was fire was tornadoes. Third thing, people and buildings together. People were fleeing to buildings, and then the fire and the tornadoes were overtaking them buildings. And I remember myself running from one building to the next. And I remember one of them was made out of like the big center block, concrete center blocks, the 8-inch center block things. And I told everyone to run down to the bottom of it because the tornado was coming. It ripped the side of the wall off, and literally one of the people in that room was a childhood friend of mine that I have not spoken to since after high school. So that's been a while. But he was in that room, and I watched him get sucked out by a tornado. And then I looked to the guy beside me, have no idea who he was. And he rambled off, you remember Luke something, something, something. And then he said, you also know that God said there would be fire next. This whole dream, I remember in my head, in the dream, when I was in that point of view, in that perspective, it's very biblical. Now I woke up and I immediately pulled my Masonic Bible and flipped to whatever that Luke something something was, and said, I can't remember the book and the chapter, or I can't remember the chapters and all that. I just remember it was a Luke. But when I woke up, I did the best I could to go to what I was told, and it said nothing about end of times and fire. I don't honestly remember which one it was, but it didn't say anything about what was happening in that dream. But I can tell you, it scared me. There's not many things that scare me, but that dream scared me. And it felt like an eternity in that dream. But when I woke up, it was only about 2 o'clock in the morning. But also, I could not get back to sleep until that sun came up. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. I got up out of bed, I woke my son up, I got him ready for school, I fixed his breakfast, everything. It's a little windy for a second, so I'm trying to let the wind calm down a little bit. But I can also tell you, it woke me up in more than one way. It woke me up that night, and it woke me up mentally and spiritually. That it scared the shit out of me, not gonna lie about it. And at that point, I said, I surrender. You know, I've always thought something. I was always curious, but I guess I peeked behind the mask a little bit, and it startled me. And now, honestly, now I'm ready to take the whole mask off. I want to see what else is out there. I'm excited. So that is kind of my story. Well, that's the first half, I guess. And the second half is, once I accepted it, I felt so relieved. And like, honestly, it just felt like a bunch of pressure was off of me. Things at work got better. I'm in graduate school. That my coursework seemed easier to me. The coursework didn't change. I just saw it in a different perspective, and it became easier to me. Things between me and my wife improved. My kids' behavior improved. You know, like little things that most people don't notice improved and made a world of a difference. I mean, I've become more thankful for what I have, career-wise, educational-wise, household-wise. I came up from nothing. No one helped me. I built everything myself. I literally slept on the floor a while. And I have a paid for nice truck, a house that's almost paid for, be paid for in about 6 years, which is unheard of someone my age. I'm working on my third degree, and it's a master's at that. Like, what? That's unheard of for someone in my situation, that came out of my situation, I suppose. I have a very nice job, good income, flexibility is amazing. And what's even better is, ready for this? We're able to bring back the old school traditions where we can have one person work and one person stay home and help with the kids. Instead of having a school system that's broken, or just a system in general that's broken, pretty much raising your kids 8 hours of the day, we now have a family member like my spouse, my wife. She no longer has to work. I work, but I work mostly from home. So we're here together raising these children. It's amazing. It's amazing. It really is. I'm so thankful for it. And I'm going to show you some other stuff I'm thankful for. And like I said, this is a one shot. Well, I can't, because I can't switch the camera. But I can do this, I guess. Like, I got this cool building that me and her grandfather made, and pool. I got all this land. Some campers over there, some apple trees. Like, this is amazing. You know, I have a fantastic life, and I started accepting more and more of the religious side, and it's really improved my mental state. And that dream really made a world of a difference. I know some people are going to just say it's a placebo effect, or they're going to make up some excuse. And I tell you, people who make excuses are not strong people. If there's always an excuse, putting the blame on somebody else, a fault that's someone else's problem, they never own up to it, they never accept. Those are weak people. You shouldn't hang around them. But that is a very short Cliff Note version. And if anyone's interested, I can elaborate. I mean, just ask. I'm trying to open up a little more and help. Check this out. See that bug? He just flew on my glasses. I'm trying to help out other people. I mean, we have a generation of kids now where half of their households end in divorce, and majority of those divorces, there's no father figure. So we have a whole cluster generation of young boys growing up with no father figure. I was one of them. And that's why I went through such dark times at young ages. And I always promised I would never allow my children to go through that. And my family's fucked. Let's put it honestly. I have a fucked up family. And my mental state is not all there. I'm angry. I'm short-tempered, short-fused. You know, things like that. And the difference between me and other folks in my family is I know that. So I'm able to stop myself once I start approaching that line or that spot and pull myself back. Now, I might isolate myself after that, but trust me, if I pull back and isolate myself, that I'm done. Like, you just don't, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to help out myself and others, and I really enjoy going to my son's school for church. The pastor is amazing. And they do stream on YouTube, and they do stream on local TV channels, or air on local TV channels live. But they stream it on YouTube. I don't know if it's live when they stream it on YouTube, or someone records it and then puts it on YouTube. But either way, if anyone's interested in trying one or two of his lectures or ceremonies, or I don't know, one of the sessions, whatever you want to call it, let me know. I'll forward it to you. I'll put it down in the description if you want, or I'll put it on a comment and I'll pin it to the very top so everybody can see it. You know, I want to help some people out. People deserve to have a chance, and right now it seems like things are falling apart very quickly, and people are not given chances like they should be given. So I just want you to watch this, and I want you to go back and listen to the video I made about getting yourself out of a hard time. The wind's picking up, so you're probably having a hard time hearing me, and I apologize. I tried to do this in one take with no editing. I wanted raw data. We're about almost 19 minutes in, and it's got to be getting close to the end of the day. So I'm going to wrap it up saying just take care of yourself. You know, don't let other people influence you. If you have a calling, a feeling, a guidance towards something that most people say, oh, you shouldn't do that, you know, like that. It seems like being bad is the new norm and being good is the taboo thing. So, you know, use good judgment. So I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to go cook some dinner for my kids. And you guys have a good night. Take care. See you next time.